Team Tolerance Level Up That Pride podcast. This is Motivation 3. Motivation 1, we talked about getting activated, getting your lazy ass off the couch, get into these streets and into the gym and handle your business. We talked about Motivation 2, heart disease, number one killer in America. Come on, guys. Heart disease is the number one killer in America, and it's probably one of the most preventable diseases that's taking a grip of America and its people. We have to get activated. We have to go out here and show our family how to do it. Now, Motivation 3, we are talking about getting your ass kicked in front of your family. I did a post a few days ago, but for some reason the video got corrupt. It was unable to video. So now we're doing a repeat, and maybe I can go in deep and figure out some things what you need to hear to get you motivated. Now, there are 3 things that a man has to maintain in a relationship, especially a physical one. A man's ego. Probably one of the most important things. Ego. Number 2, you don't want to lose the spark in your relationship. Your wife sees you get your ass handed to you, the spark is gone. And there's nothing you're going to do to get it back. Understand, if you get into an argument with your wife or your partner, they're going to bring up the situation where you got your ass kicked. Believe it. Number 3, your kids are watching you getting your ass whooped. I don't know any benefit of that. Dad gets his ass whooped and he puts his tail between his legs, walk to his kids and say everything's okay. Rather, if dad would have been working out, eating healthy, taking care of his business, dad stands over the perpetrator confidently, tells his kids or his wife to call the police, and then the situation is rectified. The wife looks at you as a hero. You will be the talk of that house for eternity. Now, guys, I don't want you to go out here and be a hero. We have law enforcement, we have people in the community that can deal with that. But I am talking about that initial confrontation. So, not only does working out build you up physically, but it builds you up mentally. And this is what I want you guys to understand. So listen, let's get into it. I wanted to talk about a man's ego. One of the most precious things that a man has. A man does not want to lose anything about himself. Meaning, if he's an active guy, he's going to try to stay active. Men are naturally competitive, whether they are too small or too big or too oversized for anything. To video games, to basketball, to flag football, to talking, lifting weights. We are all competitive. If a man loses his ego, he loses obviously a portion of himself. That's very important, man. You want to maintain your ego. Whether it's a false presumption of your ego, fine. That's something that you hold inside yourself. But as far as everyone else is concerned, your ego is 100% and it's unapproachable. We know that sometimes the ego is higher than the body, but that's fine. That's what you got to feel. But on the outside looking in, let everybody else see your ego, and then you do what you got to do. Number 2, your wife loses the spark. Can you imagine you're out on a night on a town with your wife, and someone says something disrespectful to your wife? You confront the guy kicks your ass in front of your wife. That's probably one of the most embarrassing things you can ever do in a relationship. Why put yourself in that situation? And sometimes these situations are unavoidable, and I understand. We live in the 21st century. We have police, we have cell phones, 911, they come, it's over. But understand, these altercations can go quick. It goes verbal to physical very fast. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes fighting is like forever. Guys, you have to build up your cardio. I'm not saying you're going to go out here and run marathons every day. Or lift weights every day in the gym. But what I am saying, we have to set a standard. We have to set a standard in our physical capabilities to be able to react to physical responses in an aggressive and primal way. Period. You got to protect your family. And last but not least, probably one of the most important reasons to be able to work out and handle your business and change your lifestyle. Protecting your wife is important, no doubt about it. Protecting your partner is important. No one's going to argue with that. But what about your children? Look at yourself. Are you at a state or a level in your life right now that you're able to protect your children from harm? Like I said before, we live in the 21st century. The policemen, you can call them. They'll be at your house. But sometimes there is a need for hands-on application. You will have to learn some form of defense, some form of exercise, conditioning, lifting weights, have some power about yourself, and protect your family, protect your kids. If dad gets beat up publicly, humiliated in front of his kids and his wife, you're going to need therapy. Your wife's going to definitely need therapy, and the kids definitely going to need therapy for the rest of their life. Whenever they see dad getting into it with a stranger, they're going to think you're going to get beat up. What type of feeling is that to give to your kids? To think that you are so weak, your kids worry about you. Your kids are not supposed to worry about their parents. Parents are supposed to worry about their kids. Period. Any arguments with that, stop lying to yourself. This is the team, and the team wants to motivate men primarily, firstly, but then we want to help out women to get them activated too. Women, you're in this together with the guys, because understand, girls get into altercations, and sometimes it's hands-on applications with you ladies. The fighting is different, not as intense or physical as a man could get, but being able to physically help your husband if something happens, your partner, and get them the help and resources that they need to get them to where they need to go is amazing. So guys, I really want us to figure out what we want to do, the lifestyle changes that we need to make to get things going in our life. All right. So, last but not least, I wanted to talk about the Passport Bros. I mentioned it in my other podcast. This is a group of men who are going out of the country to find love. A lot of people are finding issues with that lifestyle. Listen, guys and gals, these are guys who are exploring this opportunity. If you have a passport and you're able to travel to different countries, go for it. A lot of women who get into relationships, they always say they love to travel. I hear it all the time on the relationship podcast. You know, a lot of girls like to travel. That's one of their main things. Men want to travel too. But not only are they traveling to see the world, but they're also traveling to see different types of relationships, some of them. So, guys, all I can say about the Passport guys is get out there, make sure you exercise. You're going to need your stamina. You're going to need some endurance. Have fun, stay out of trouble, follow the law, respect those customs. Learn the language. Okay? Until next time, shouts out to the Passport Bros, shouts out to Team Tolerance, level up that pride. Go get some pride today, man. Go get some pride. Did you do anything? Team.